Hello everybody and welcome to the, I'm going to get the full title and this is the only time I'm going to say it. Is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon? That's 13 words, guys. 13 word title. Season 2, it's 2 more words. Episode 1, anime review. I'm excited, you know. Watching this made me really happy it's back. It's been what, 4 years? 5 years? I don't remember. I mean, the movie doesn't count. I'm not seeing the movie. You don't need to see the movie to watch this. Yeah, I'm pretty damn hyped for this. I have read the light novel, so that first of all, I'm not going to spoil what happens further on, and so you don't need to worry about that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. You know, it's crazy to be back. It is. Fun little anecdote. This was actually DanMachi season 1, the first anime I watched like as it was airing, not just binging it. So there's an interesting fact for you. Yeah, if you're new here, hi. We're gonna crack on with the episode, go through it bit by bit, and then at the end I'll give like overall thoughts and everything, and it'll be good. So yeah, let's do this thing. So, little intro section to begin. We have Belle and Friends. Belle and Friends consists of Belle, obviously, Lily, Wealth, and the other one, Mikoto. Yeah, see, I'm gonna forget her name a lot. I shouldn't do because I've read the light novel, but I'm gonna forget her name a lot because she's like the fourth one. You got the other three, and then she's like the oddball, third wheel essentially, fourth wheel. I can't count to 4 apparently, but yeah. So they're fighting some monsters and stuff in the dungeon. Little note that I was happy about. It still looks all right. JC staff, you know, they've got a bit of a reputation at the moment. Not a good one, but it looked fine for so far. I was pointing out this bit because this was like the only fighting, like monster fighting, in this episode. So fingers crossed, JC staff don't screw this up. I don't think they will. I actually don't. I've got faith they won't screw this one up. So that's good. Fight the dungeon. And they're finally exploring the middle floors properly, as opposed to at the end of the first season. They were exploring the middle floors accidentally because they screwed up and they almost got killed, and then they ended up on the... You remember, you watched the season, there was a recap last week if you don't remember, so watch that as well. But yeah, this little intro bit in the dungeon, great. It's all we saw of the dungeon this episode, I'm pretty... Yeah, so thumbs up, dungeon. Up next we go to the pub. We learn a few things. Wealth is now level 2 after fighting the that thing. The Goliath? I think it was the Goliath. I remember things. At the end of season 1 he's got to level 2 now. And so yeah, they're having drinks. Mikoto's not there because she doesn't want to hang out with them, I guess. She's got better things to do. They're like, oh no, the party's going to break up because Wealth was like, oh, I just want to get level 2. Now he's level 2. They're going to split up, right? Of course they're not. They're besties, so they're all still party together and everything. And but while they're having a good time drinking and all that, they're at a different pub, by the way. They're not at the regular one with, you know, those people. Man, I should remember the names. I'll remember in time. Sia, the waitress, the other one, the elf one. Man, I'm making an absolute mess of this. But yeah, they're in a different pub. Some guy picks a fight with them. He's being a right dick. He's calling him a cheater, insulting all his friends, insulting Hestia, which you just don't do because they'll get you. But yeah, then a fight. Belle's about to smack him one. Wealth just lobs a cup at him, a mug, instead, which caused the whole fight to go on. The group that are picking a fight with them is from Apollo Familia, which is important because, I mean, they're kind of this arc's villain, if you couldn't tell. Then, yeah, they're having a fight. There's another one. There's one strong one in the group of Apollo Familia who is like choking Belle. But then, who would step in to stop the fight? It's only bloody Bette? Bet? I say Bette, so it's like Betty though, so it sounds a bit weird. He steps in, remember from Loki Familia? He's like, don't get cocky, kid, you know? Stop getting into fights. Like, almost begrudgingly helping. Because he feels, I guess, responsible. He's got some level of... He respects Belle, he just doesn't like him very much, so... There. I forgot that happened. I forgot he was even present there in the light novel. So yeah, that was this little pub bit. Sets up this arc nicely. Then the group heads back to the old abandoned church to see Hestia, who basically says, "What are you doing getting into fights? Let's not do that. Next time, laugh it off. I do appreciate it though, Belle. Thanks." And that was basically all that happened. Next day, Belle goes to see Aina and tells her the same thing at the guild. She's like, "Don't get into fights. Be good next time." But then, yeah, while he's there, he runs into two people from Apollo Familia. What are their names? I'm so sorry, I've forgotten their names. Cassandra was one of them. I look like I read it on my notes. I just remembered. And the other one, oh. Okay, we'll move on from that because I'll be here all day. I could just edit, but that's extra effort. Yeah, they give him a letter inviting Hestia to a party that Apollo's running. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, he takes the letter and he's like, okay, well, I guess I gotta do this now. So here you go, Miss Goddess. And she's like, okay, let's go. And they head off to the place. Hopefully their friends are there. Their friends are there. I'm gonna spoiler for in about 5 seconds. Her friends are also there. So Belle and Hestia arrive at Apollo Estate. Apollo Estate? We'll go with Apollo Estate. Everyone's there, all the motley crew. You got Takemi Kazuchi with Makoto. You got the other one with the other one. Miak with Neza? I think that's her name. I'm trying to come off like I know some things, because I do. I know things, okay? I know some things. It's just hard, there's a lot of characters. But yeah, then Hermes is also there. He's going to cause some trouble because he's Hermes, that's what he does. Then Apollo shows himself while they're all mingling, you know, amongst the crowd. Gives a little opening speech. I didn't write down what he said. He probably just said something, welcome to my castle. It's all fun and games. It's a different song, not even relevant. But yeah, Hermes tells Belle that Apollo is spiteful. He's like, Belle, listen. Here's the thing about Apollo. And it's okay. Freya is also there, and she says hello to the gang. She's like, hello, and then she tries to seduce Belle, and Hestia's having none of that. She's like, hands off. And then Loki's there with eyes. That Loki and Hestia get into a scrap, and then they like storm off, and Ice and Belle are just stood there like, well, you know, I guess we gotta you know, go with them. Bye, I guess. They don't really talk. Like, aren't they like at least a little bit friendly? Like, I get that he's like a stuttering mess sometimes, and she's got no emotion, but like, interact, say hello. They didn't even say hello. Didn't even wave. Belle just stared at her like a weirdo. Damn it, Belle. Belle goes out onto the thing, you know, balcony, and he spots some shadiness. There's a secret deal going on in the darkness. He's like, what's that over there? But Hermes shows up to talk to him, and they talk about why Belle became an adventurer. Belle doesn't question the shadiness anymore. He's an anime protagonist. Why would he do that? Tells Hermes about why he became an adventurer. His grandpa was like, go pick up girls and stuff and be a hero, and he was like, I'm gonna do that, and he does do that way. I mean, he's on the way to doing that, I would say. But yeah, then they spot Eyes just sitting by herself. She's not sitting, she's standing by herself, and Hermes kind of, I'm not gonna say manipulates Belle into dancing with her, but he does. He's like, I can see what you want, I'm gonna help you out, bro. Helps him out. And then more people help him out as well. He's like, Belle, idiot, here's how you dance. And then they have a little dance, and it's great. Hestia and Loki are both scrapping, and they're restrained by Asphi, and it's like, Hermes, you're going to pay for this. And he's like, I know. And then, so they're both annoyed. Even Freya was annoyed off to the side. She's like, I want to burn this house down. I can't remember what she said. She was something along the lines of, I want to kill everyone here. And the Otto, I think Otto's the guy next to her. Is like, no, you can't do that. And she's like, oh, that's a shame. Which is pretty funny. It's probably the most personality she's shown. So, I want to know what her deal is. Even where I'm in the light novel, like, she hasn't really done all that much. She just watches from a distance. Final section, Apollo interrupts the festivities to confront Belle and Hestia. He's like, my familia got beaten up by your familia, which is just one person, by the way, so Apollo, get good. And he's like, I want compensation for all their injuries. He rattles out a guy who's way more hurt than he should be, so obviously they're faking it. The whole thing was a setup to get Hestia to, you know, have to pay money, or not money, but... So then, after that, Apollo challenges them to a war game with Bell as the wager. It's like, okay, if I win, I get Bell. And I'm like, because, okay, yeah, Apollo, like every other god and goddess in this world, just wants that Bell dick. Apparently. I guess Loki doesn't. A lot of them don't, but, you know, you got Freya, you got Hestia, now you got him. Hermes is a bro, so, yeah. I mean, I know it's not all of them, but, more than one, I would say that's an accomplishment from Bell to unknowingly get at least 2 thirsty goddesses and Apollo also. You know, that's good job, Bell. I'm not going to complain about that. He's done a good job for himself. But yeah, that was where this episode ended. Like I said, I'm really hopeful because I really, in my opinion, from reading the light novel, I think the stuff that we got coming up is better than the stuff that was in season 1. So I'm pretty hyped. I can't wait. Just like everyone who reads the light novel first, we're going to be disappointed. We're going to be like, that was terrible. The light novel was better. I've been guilty of it. I admit it. It happens every time, which is why I'm trying to temper my expectations, but I have high hopes. It should be pretty damn good, if all things go well. So, I know that seems very circumstantial, but I'm hopeful. But also, I wonder how much they're going to cover, light novel-wise. They're covering at least, I'm just going to look at the numbers up there, at least light novel 6 and 7, because that's from the opening and the key art and the trailers and all that. We've seen parts from those 2 volumes. Like, really, I don't know if I would rather they spend the whole time on them too. Just for, you know, clarification, there was 5 novels covered in the first season. So if they only did 2 this season, I mean, it would be better because they'd have more time per novel and that'd be good. But at the same time, I kind of think they should put Volume 8 in as well. Because, although Volume 8 is just really, you know, I don't want to spoil any future things, but like, I don't know. They could squeeze a bit in for Volume 8, couldn't they? They could. That's not as important as the other 2. You know what? It doesn't matter. If they do just 6 and 7, I won't be disappointed because they'll be better because of it. Yeah, let me know what you thought about this episode and everything. Personally, I might be a bit like rose-tinted glasses because I'm really happy to be back in this world and with these characters and stuff. Made me realise this episode how much I actually like DanMachi. Like, which is weird because Sword Oratoria I was just not feeling at all. Like when that came out, I watched it and I was like, you know, there's something missing, and it was Bell and crew was missing. I think I prefer, what do you call it, the main series characters and stuff compared to like the Loki familiar Sword Oratoria stuff. Also, Eyes was kind of a crap protagonist in that. But yeah, let me know what you thought about all this stuff that I'm talking about. I encourage discussion and stuff. I read all the comments, so if you want to call me a bad name, please don't, you know, that would hurt my feelings. Yeah, if you're, like I said, I'll be here every week doing a review of this show, so subscribing for stuff, so to watch more of them when they come out, to know when they come out and stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. I've done other reviews too. I'm doing a lot this summer. It's gonna kill me, but it'll be good. It'll kill me in a good way. So, yeah, I will see you next week if you come back. Please come back. Bye, guys.